morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bold TV, Bold standing for Beautiful, Outstanding Ladies with Disabilities. We come to you every Saturday by 10:30 a.m. with an episode focusing on disability and its related issues, and of course, speaking as women with disabilities. Together with my co-hosts, we come to you with this program. And we want to ask that if you want to support us financially or by being a partner in whatever way, we ask that you reach out to us. You can write us or send us an email, boldhearts.info@boldheartsnetwork.info@gmail.com. Or you can reach out to any of the co-hosts, myself, Osaki Afyon, Tomisen, and Biose, and we'll tell you how to partner. So we ask for expert opinion from females in professional positions. Reach out to us. We would like to hear your opinion on different topics as well. So today's episode is different. It's also interesting. In the year 2020, June specifically, it was important for us in Bold Hearts Initiative, people who bring to you Bold TV, to start conversations using social media on disability and disability-related issues. At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, using social media as our platform and medium of expression, we started Bold TV. 2 years plus, we have gone from 2 co-hosts, 3 co-hosts, and now we have 5 hosts of this program. And we felt for this episode that we will put the spotlights on the hosts of Bold TV. So this is the episode that we're having today. A bit different, but I think it's okay if you get to know us, yeah? All right, ladies. So this is how we're going to be doing the introductions today. You're going to, please listen carefully. You will tell us your full name. You will tell us where you grew up. You will tell us where you currently reside. You will tell us what you do. You will tell us type of disability.
Good morning, ladies. I'm Osaki Teresa Georgeville. I reside in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and I grew up in the same place, same state too. My type of disability is polio. I'm a polio warrior. I work with Fair Care Foundation. I mentor and coach women with disabilities. I also tutor on Microsoft applications and other things that I enjoy doing. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Ladies out there, ladies in here, good morning to us all. My name is Oluwatomisin Adewunmi Adeyefa. For short, people call me Tomisin Adeyefa. So, but that's my full name. I grew up in Lagos. At some point on Bold TV, I reached live from Lagos. I reached from Ibadan. But I'm currently based in Abeokuta, the state capital of Ogun. That's here, southwest in Nigeria. I'm a sound engineer, a journalist. I am the program manager of Angel Wings Global Freedom Foundation, what you call a disability and gender rights advocate. I'm also a sexual and reproductive health campaigner.
Good morning. Good to be here. My name is Afyon Anthony Etam, and I grew up in Calabar, Cross River State, the South region. But currently I relocated to Uyo in Akwa Ibom State. I currently live and work there. And I was born in Akwa Ibom State, in Uyo in Akwa Ibom State. But as a child, moved to Calabar, grew up there. All my primary, secondary, university was in Calabar before work brought me to Uyo. I'm paraplegic. I have paraplegia from spinal cord injury from a motor accident. And I'm a medical lab scientist. I work in the lab, a chemical pathologist to be specific. And I'm part of Bold Hearts Initiative. And what else? Is there anything else they need to know?
I don't know. You would tell us.
Okay. I guess that's it for now. I'm a mental health and disability rights advocate. Yes, those are things I'm passionate about.
Good morning, ladies. My name is Abiose Oluwafunke Adeyemi Falade. I am a journalist. I'm a writer. I'm a humanitarian. I'm a disability advocate. I'm a podcaster. I also help young women between the ages of 10 to 21 ages with disability understand where they stand and how to maneuver life. I was born in Ibadan. I grew up in Ibadan. My disability is viral meningoencephalitis, which has managed to put me in a wheelchair with partial flaccid paralysis. So yeah, that's it.
So let me introduce myself under the same headings. My name is Ndifreke Etio Andrew Essia. I grew up in Port Harcourt, but I also currently live in Port Harcourt. Of course, I had my secondary and my university in different places, but I currently reside in Port Harcourt. I have spinal cord injury from a road traffic accident, which led to me using a wheelchair due to paralysis, level of injury down. That's type of disability. What do I do? Founding executive director of Faker Foundation, also a public health professional, member of Bold Hearts Network. I also do a lot of consultancy in different aspects of in the nonprofit sector, women's rights, disability rights, etc., etc. And also for those who are starting NGOs, I mentor and coach young persons, among other things. So good to be here. And once again, welcome everybody who is online with us. Today, you will get to meet the hosts. You've heard different types of disabilities represented here. Osaki, whose middle name is Teresa, has the polio warrior. Afyong, whose middle name is Anthony, has SCI from a road traffic accident. Abiose's name, whose middle name is Funke, had viral meningoencephalitis. And then finally, I have Tomisin, whose middle name is Wumi, and she is currently in Abeokuta. All right, so our next question leans a bit more to type of disability. And one thing that binds us together, apart from the fact that we're women, is the fact that obviously, even in our introductions, we've said it, we have one form of disability or the other. So very briefly, some of us have shared it in different episodes, but I want to hear from you, about your disability journey. When did it start for you? Don't tell us how it has been, but when did it start for you? And then when did you get to that place of acceptance that, okay, for now, this is it?
All right, thank you very much, Frankie. Even though I didn't remember to mention my disability in the opening. Okay, so I'm a blind, or if you like, visually impaired person. And I can say that my visual impairment started from when I was a child. I knew I grew up using eyeglasses. And as a child, while playing with my friends, I would always, break the glasses. I mean, my friends would taunt me, mock me, call me Ojugo, 3 eyes, 4 eyes, and all of that. And so in 2007, the eyes kind of deteriorated and I couldn't really see much even with the help of glasses. And we went back to the hospital and it was discovered that I had cataract, and not just cataract, I also had retina detachment. In 2008, I had my first surgery in October, which was a cataract surgery, and it was successful, but we needed the surgery to be complete. And so I had to put in for the retina detachment, which I had in February 2009. Unfortunately, the 14th of February, after so much back and forth into theater and all of that, the doctors in Lagos declared that there was no more surgery or any other help they could offer the eye. That was how I lost my sense of sight in 2009. Fortunately for me, growing up as a child, I grew up with a mother who, regardless of challenges, is always looking for solutions. So ours is a kind of solution-based family. So immediately it happened, we went asking around, we went, seeking for information. And to God be the glory, February 2010, I got into a rehabilitation school. So mine is not a story of delay. I mean, yeah, it happened and immediately we looked for solution. Thank you.
Wow. I know that you lost your sight later in life. Well, I really didn't know this, aspect of the journey from 2007, having cataract and retinal detachment, and then having series and series of surgery. I can imagine the roller coaster of emotions from 2007, 2008, 2009, and then finally it was declared that clinically you were blind or visually impaired, and how that you transitioned almost immediately to 2010 to start rehabilitation. I think there's a lesson there, because a lot of times, while we may be solution bearers, you find that in seeking regaining your sight, irrespective of what the doctor said, but then they did something which I think somebody should take cue from, which is that aspect of rehabilitation. What it does, it helps you to integrate back, with your new sight or new way of seeing, or new, whatever the disability may have caused to become new, to adjust and re-engage back into society with new skills, considering one's new normal. So thank you, Tomisin, for sharing, your disability journey. I want to turn the conversation over to Afyong and tell us a little bit about why you use a Homaji fire gun.
My 4-wheel drive. Okay. My journey started January 4, 2005. That was that period I was undergoing the National Youth Service program, NYSC, and I had this was like 2 or 3 months after camp. So I was, I had gone home for Christmas, was going back to my place of primary assignment, and, got into a vehicle and from Atonicha. And as we're heading towards Kogi State, where I was serving, there was an accident, and I woke up and found myself, unable to move. And thankfully, I recognized what was wrong, and, somehow I was able to prevent further damage, in the rescue operation that came after. And after that, was taken to a private hospital where, they barely even had any strong analgesics. I think I was given Panadol for nerve pain. That's amazing. And I was just fantasizing about morphine, because I had seen it in movies that in such critical injuries, you're supposed to have a cocktail that knocks you out. And I was screaming my head off because I was in so much pain. But after that, and unfortunately, at that point in time, the whole nation was on strike. The health sector of Nigeria was on strike nationwide. Lucky me. Nationwide. Hospitals were not receiving patients because I was taken back home. From there, after I had spent a few days, I was taken back home to Calabar. And in Calabar, we went to the teaching hospital, and, we're told they were not receiving anyone except, patients that could actually walk in themselves, who were not, didn't have serious conditions. They were not receiving any critical cases. So I had to be taken to a private hospital where I underwent 3 months of wonderful, it's an experience I choose to forget because it seemed like experimentation. But after I survived the 3 months, and before I was discharged, I started physiotherapy. While in the hospital, I started physiotherapy, I think from the second month when, the injury had, the pain had subsided and I was, more stable. I started physiotherapy, learning how to sit, learning how to, it was a slow process. It was frustrating most of the time, but we kept at it. Then I came back home. After the 3 months, came back home. I was bedridden most of the time, needed help with a lot of things. But, the physiotherapy continued at home. It was an expensive, very expensive, rehabilitation. But then we were able to move on. I got my first wheelchair, started learning how to move around and, just trying to reintegrate into it. Unlike Tommy Sin, who comes from a solution-oriented family, her family looked for practical solutions. Mine, on the other hand, well, when you hear running from pillar to post, I had to say no to so many solutions because they were just ridiculous, from the religious to all manner of things. But, I was determined. Once I had made up my mind that I was going to move on, I was determined to just, do my best to move on from, accept the new normal. And that was call it almost a year after the accident happened, and then try to see how I could start moving on with my life.
Wow. Amazing. Took a year to be able to even figure out what was happening. From 2005, a youth copper who was serving her nation involved in a road traffic accident. Our roads are really not safe. And then unfortunately, the strike action that led you to become that guinea pig in that private hospital. We are glad that you made it after that 3 months and you're out here, a strong woman, a strong advocate, and doing the needful. Wow, such an amazing story.
So my journey started when I was 6 months old. Luckily it was caught very early by my mom. My mom's a medical doctor. It started 6 months after I was born. So they took me to UCH, which was then a very good hospital. At least that's what I was told. So that's why I'm still alive today, apparently, because I was caught early. And my journey with disability, since it happened, was very, at first, confusing for my parents. But when I turned 6 years old, I made a decision in my head that this is who I am. This is what I am. How am I going to make this a better solution for everybody, not only my family, and not only me, but also the society at large. So I made a decision at age 6. I said, Beyonce, this is going nowhere. So therefore, you're going to have to decide what you want to do with your life. And I decided that 1, I was going to help other persons with disability to accept themselves. And 2, I was going to make something out of my life. It was at that point I told myself I was going to be a writer. It was at that point I told myself I was going to be a humanitarian. I had focused, I had figured out what my life is. And because my parents were this kind of people who, since you are young, since you are kids, you are supposed to choose what you're meant to do. In my home, we are an ambitious kind of family. And because of my disability didn't stop that. They made sure I grew up as normal as possible. So it was easy for me to just make those decisions. So my disability has been awesome. At least not so awesome, but manageable.
Wow, Beyonce, at 6 months, thank God your mom was in the profession to be able to do the needful so that you are alive today.
I had my disability journey started from, like I was told, I think 3 months. So it's a journey that I've lived all through my life, and this where polio was not too known, and so like what's happening here, though it's everywhere, people were like confusion. So when I had it, I think I was not immunized or something, I think so. So, and when it happened, it started with fever, and I think a wrong injection was given to me, like instead of a 3-month-old baby, I was given a 3-year-old baby, and that started everything in my system. So everything stopped, everything went down. And my parents then, we are still young, very early adults, they are so young, so there was confusion everywhere, and they didn't know what to do. So from pillar to post as usual. At certain points, they were tired and they're like, let's just watch this girl grow. So they didn't really take any step after the first major steps that they did. And I was left with different, maybe aunties, grandparents, one hand to another. And finally, till age 4, yes, one of my aunt's friend said, okay, there's a place where children with disabilities stays, precisely polio. So they took me there, and at that place, very cool, fine. We are taught how to walk, because one of their major aim was you trying to move, because I couldn't even move, as in, if you keep me here, I'll be here till tomorrow. That's how bad it was. So first of all, they had to teach me how to move. That's age 4. My life starts from age 4. But anyway, I can talk and I can do I can just talk, and I was breathing. But apart from that, no other thing again. So from age 4, I had to start life all over again. Starting to cross, after working, for example, to school and all the rest. But I knew early because I started disability on time because of the home I went to. So it's like a rehabilitation place where they had all like, disability is not the end. It's only a comma. Life must go on. You have no regrets in life. Do the best you can and move on with life. So from there, the speed takes up, and that's where I am. So there's nothing to miss. Thank you.
Thank you, Saki, for your response. I'm just imagining the confusion, that your young parents had, and how that nothing happened with you, no milestones till you were 4 years old. And without that early intervention, it wasn't so early, but at least it was an intervention. Here you are today. Our stories are different. Our stories some started when we were adults, some started when they were children. But we can see the commonality, the fact that we've all gone through this journey, and here we are today. I should share my story. It's not too hectic. I'll keep it brief. I was a 4th-year medical student in the University of Calabar when I was in school, because we had a professional exam early in the year. So I was in school during the Christmas holiday of 2002. And on the 26th of December, the day after Christmas, I went into town to do some visitation. I was tired of reading. So I bought cards, climbed the bike, and didn't get to where I was going to. We had this accident. Don't ask me what hit us. I still do not know. All I know is that we found ourselves in the middle of the road. I was very awake, wondering where my legs were, because landed flat on my back. Bike man was unconscious and bleeding, and the car was coming to finish what had been done. That one entered into the gutter. A lot of confusion. And similar to a film, the hospitals were on strike. I don't know, this strike, I've been begging doctors, my people, please, you see. So they were on strike. So there was a lot of confusion. When I was lying on my back, I didn't feel anything, nothing. Then a car stopped, and the gingered Nigerians, I was still trying to understand what was happening, but the gingered Nigerians now jacked me like sack of potato. And immediately, my back just did sharp pain. I was like, that's when they heard my voice. I was just like, my back. And they were wondering, what is she shouting? Because you had like, why are you shouting your back? Like, what's happening? Cut long story short, I was doing my clinical rotation at the medical health center in school. So I told them to take me there. So very awake and giving instruction. When they came, the nurses were like, the doctor is not around. I told them the analgesic to give me. Papion was nice. Yeah, I told them exactly what to give me. They were like, I said, please bring it. Took it here. They did. So the journey started there from the 26th of December 2022. Very long journey, too many surgeries, too many complications. Couldn't get back myself till 2005. Yes, that's long. Took so long to be able to understand what's happening to my body, to be able to get myself to a place where I had learned to sit and be able to integrate back into society. And immediately I found that I could do something, be a little bit independent. First thought in mind was go back to school, which is what happened with me. So long journey, cut very short, just to say that the journey started as a young adult in December of 2022. So this brings me to one particular question. I think I mentioned it, and I want to start from her. What is the most ridiculous thing you have heard that you should do to cure your disability? Just one.
Yeah, you know, come to think of it, I remember nights, of plenty prayers and prophets seeing things and finger pointing and naming everybody. Everybody is responsible for something and one thing. I think the one that I think it revolved a lot around a lot of religious activities. But I remember a particular time my mom went somewhere, and one of these small prayer houses, and somebody said she was given sand. She was told to take sand from that environment that it's like it's supposed to be this holy grail or something, and then she was supposed to mix olive oil with it, and then I was supposed to rub it on my legs regularly, so that that would actually make me walk again. And my mom, after every other thing, putting up with every other thing, I'd had enough. So when she came back with this sand, God knows what had the sand had done or where it had been. And then she brings it, and I'm like, what's this one for? And she was like, I should, she bought olive oil, she poured into it. Not now that olive oil, you can't afford it, but then it was affordable. She poured in, and then we mixed it. Don't laugh, olive oil is expensive now. Then it was, everybody could buy. She poured it in, mixed it, and then she was like, I should rub it. I said, wait, hold up. No, I am not doing it. She was like, My mom was like, everybody, I'm trying to help you. You're not helping yourself. And I'm like, this one alone, I will not do. If that one means I will never walk, that I just refuse, because I can't imagine which kind of sand scrub is that one. I'd put up with so much. This one, no, I refused.
Well, for me, now I had a grandma, my mom's mom, that's my maternal grandmother, who felt that it wasn't ordinary for me to have that kind of disability. And until she passed on, my grandma would call me. I remember when she would call me when I'm in Ibadan and say, there's a blind pastor that has an hilltop meant for praying, that I should go and visit him. And I'm like, a blind pastor? How would somebody that is blind kill another person that, But there's this very particular one. She insisted, she fought my mom over. In fact, she accused my mom of, being behind my disability, because she felt that, how could my mom just accept like that? And so because of that pressure, we actually went to this AFA. The AFA is at the Agege area of Lagos. And I remember we got there, it looked like a well-organized office setting. We were asked to wait at the reception, that when the cleric is done with whoever is seen at the moment, he would then call us. So at the time, it was time for him to see us, that's the cleric. I was asked to come in alone. I was assisted by one of his assistants right there. And then when I got there, the man was asking me if I was a virgin. I was a teenager back then, but I knew very well that there was no correlation between my blindness and my virginity. So, I choose to remain silent. I did not say yes, I did not say no. So it took my silence for me not being able to understand what he has said. Maybe my sight has also affected me mentally. And then he came out to tell my family members who were with me on that journey that they will need to go, that they will need to leave me behind, and then they will bring 70,000 naira for what they call Sarah. That is giving food or giving items to people who are in need. I will need to conduct that as soon as possible, and I need to be in his place for 7 days for cleansing and rituals. But, thank God my mom didn't just say we should go on that journey all alone. She went with us because, she was so angry that how would you accuse her of being behind my disability? So she went with us, and then she said, well, we need to go back home and go and look for this money. My grandma was like, let my mom and myself stay, that she will go and look for the money. My mom said, no, she's not leaving her daughter here. She has to go with her daughter. And then when they've raised the money, they will now come back. It was after so much much back and forth. You would understand that the cleric had some hidden intentions, probably, to have carnal knowledge of me at that point in time. And then maybe when I get pregnant, my parents will not have a choice than to return me back, because of course, in this part of the world, a daughter does not stay outside her husband's house or whoever has gotten her pregnant. And then for that singular act, my mom insisted that I was going back with them. That even if they were coming back, they were coming back together. Nobody's leaving me behind. And that was how I got saved from that very, very ridiculous experience.
So awesome sharing. And wow, we have to, honestly, there's a lot to be learned, by the reason of by sharing these stories. Usually when disability comes, it can be a time of large and huge confusion. There's so many suggestions, left, right, center. And if you're not careful, you will enter into one chance. Even the disability will be the least of the issues.
I can't remember, they didn't say of anything, but I think I just know one time one of my aunts was just gisting. And she was like, when this thing happened to you, we are really eager that you should have another sibling, so that one will take care of you. So that's what I think. But I don't know if, of course, they must have had different ridiculous solutions for my disability, which they never really talked about. So that's only when my aunt just said it out of the gist. I'm like, really? So if there was nobody coming, means I'd have just been like abandoned or something. So when they had my younger brother, I think they were like, thank God, this one I can take care of her. So that's what I can really say.
Okay, mine started when I was in secondary school. So I like all to have this imagination in your head. You are finished school, you are going home, and me, I'm a crazy one. I don't stay in one spot long enough for anybody to find me, despite my disability. I'm always moving around. Then I'm standing in front of the gate, and then a pastor just came to me and said, "You are the reason why you have not worked." And I asked him why. He said, "You have refused to let God heal you." I'm like, huh? How? He said, "You have told God that you don't want to work, that He should leave you the way you are. And that because of that, God said I should tell you whether you want it or not, you are going to work." I said, okay. And he said, "Bye-bye, God bless you." And that's how I went. And I was like, and my friends asked me, "Piotr, what was that?" I was like, "I'm here, you are here, you're asking me." I don't understand myself. But that was to me, because my parents shielded me from all the negative of the world and everything. So me going to secondary school and hearing that in presence of all the children, him coming to me indirectly saying I caused my disability, one, and then I don't want to be healed, two. I was livid. And I went home to meet my mom. My mom said, ignore. My mom ignores all these kind of things. She just said, ignore. And that was it.
Wow. I would like to really interject at this point. We have to be really careful and mindful with our well-meaning suggestions when we come to persons with disabilities, because you don't know what someone is going through. You don't know the person's level of mental, acceptance or the state the person is in. So being accusatory, I get that a lot in the faith community. I have been accused of lack of faith, accused of wasting powers of the pastor that prayed, accused. So let's learn to be kind to persons. Let's learn to be kind in our speech, even in our suggestions, well-meaning or not. But you cannot come and accuse. You have no clue. You have no idea. So let me share my most ridiculous skill. Early on, we had, of course, I'm a Christian, so we had enough of the religious suggestions. But the one that stood out for me that was most intriguing was when I was asked by a pastor and his wife that I should, because then I had, normally in our family, we have long hair and all that. And I was told that I needed to shave my head, that they recognize me in the spiritual world. That's why they're attacking me. So I needed to shave my head. Now you would think that they will stop at shaving my head. There's nothing than shaving head. Now everybody wears low cuts, but it was weird to me because it makes sense how shaving my head physically would make me unidentifiable spiritually. But they didn't just stop there. They now suggested that they're going to dig the ground and then they're going to put me inside. So they're going to bury me in the ground and only my head will show for 7 days. I mean, how many days? I was like, okay. And then the final one that broke the camel's back was when they now said that to wrap things up, that they were going to break the back of a sheep, a lamb. Or break the back of the sheep, the goat, anyway, that's lamb now. And then they will now pray to the back of the broken lamb, and then they will now collect the original back of the lamb. I so transfers. Somehow we just had information. All these things, they sound very physically suggested, but the spiritual intonation, very deep. I said, and that's when I now knew that a book and front church and they are Babalawo finally. So sorry to use Babalawo. So I was like, me, I'm the refuser of suggestions. I told them, thank you very much. I appreciate you. If God cannot meet me here, you should not worry. But you see this shaving of head, digging of ground, burying somebody, keeping somebody inside, burying somebody, breaking back, exchanging like this. Please keep me out of it. I'm not interested. So all towards disability cure. Cure. So you heard we can stay here and tell you so many stories, but the fact is that we've had so many suggestions on how to cure us. But this now leads me to a question. We've talked about our disability journeys, where it started from. For Tomisin, it started in 2007 with the diagnosis of cataract and retinal detachment. For Saki, it started at 3 months when all of a sudden she was not able to do anything as a child and was very ill. And then that continued, no milestones till 4 years. For Biose, it was at 6 months. And for Afyong, it was when she was a UCO 3 months into NYSC, traveling back to her base at Lokoja, Monicha, where she was involved in a road traffic accident. And for me, it was as a medical student in a university involved in a road traffic accident. Different journeys, all tied by disability. And I just want to ask the ladies, in spite of all this, my interaction with you is that you are strong women who know what you want, who are achieving your goals, who are doing amazing things in your fields, whether broadcast journalism, whether as a chemical pathologist, whether in the non-profit sector, whether as a writer. And I want to ask you, what is your one coping strategy? There are many, but one coping strategy, because somebody may be out there listening, to say, how have you been able to move from what you have described to where you currently are and are going? Because this is just the beginning for us.
Okay, thank you very much. The one coping strategy was I believe in yourself. Like, life is your own. Take ownership of life. Because when I was in a home for children with disabilities, that was what they keep on telling us every now and then, that your life does not depend on anybody. It starts by you and ends by you. That everything is in your hands. Disability is only a comma and not a full stop.
Amazing. So take responsibility. Your life is yours, and your decision to live and not just exist largely lies with you.
Okay. For me, one thing that helps me is, the moment I made the decision to move on. I had hit rock bottom at that point in time, even prayed to die, but the minute I decided I wanted to live, it's been about, nothing else has been more important than moving on. Knowing that there's always a solution. You just have to look for it. So for me, no matter where I find myself or whatever I'm doing, I believe that all I have to do is take that first step, and somehow everything else will fall into place, as long as I'm determined to succeed and as long as I'm determined to keep living. everything else will fall into place. There is a solution.
Wow.
I look for it.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. So I think I said something. She said that one of the things that helped her when she reached rock bottom was to accept, was to be able to decide to move on. Like, okay, this is it. What next? Like, come on. Okay, what next? And that might be the decision that somebody needs to make today, where you get to the point to see and understand that at this current moment, I must reach that point of acceptance where I understand that at this moment, this is it. For now, what next? And then the decision to be determined and always know that if I take, there's something called the power of the first step. And that's what she described it, the power of the first step. Not necessarily knowing what and how everything is going to turn out, but having that courage to take that first step, that make that first move. So important in coping with disability.
My one coping strategy, well, I like to focus on the main thing. And when I say focus on the main thing, because there are a lot of distractions in the world, especially for young women with disability. So I like to focus on one thing and keep it on that one thing. I wrote something like this in my book. I wrote that there are tiny, tiny pictures and the main picture. The main pictures is what is the important thing, and the tiny pictures all around the main pictures are actually the distractions in life. And so when you focus on that main picture and you do not see what is going on around you, and you focus on that one thing, you can do anything and everything. And so that's what I do. I focus on that main picture and I tell myself, this is it. Thank you.
Wow. Great coping strategy, focusing on the main picture. So the question would be, what is your main picture? It could be a goal that you have set for yourself, and being focused in achieving that goal, irrespective of the distractions or the seeming, challenges. That's what she's saying. There's great coping strategies. For me, my coping strategy is this. I was able and am able to come to a point where I understand that as long as I am alive, the value that I bring to this world is needed. The value that I bring to this earth is important. The value that I am bringing to any situation that I'm involved in is valid. When I validated myself, I knew that nothing could stop me. And that has been my coping strategy. So when somebody wants to diss me based on disability, I remind the person that I'm not defined by disability. Before disability, I was. After, I remain. So you cannot come and make my achievements or anything about this. Don't do that. So the value, I'm able to celebrate that the value that I bring is important and valid because I am alive. I think I recognize that the accident was meant to kill me. So understanding that I'm still here, I don't live my life on eggshells, trying to validate or make somebody accept me or make somebody give me permission to live. I have given myself that permission because I know by reason of still being alive on this earth is the permission that I need to be able to live and not just exist. So whoever is sitting out there waiting for somebody to come and validate you, waiting for somebody to come and make you understand that you are worth living. You are here. Else, why are you here? Why are you here? You would have gone since now. You would have been somewhere. And when I mean somewhere, I mean 6 feet under. But you are here. So you have every valid reason, not excusable to anyone, to live your life, pursue your dreams. I mean, as much as anybody else would. So these are some coping strategies that give me. When people discourage me, or when I feel discouraged, I'm like, girl, you are here. You are here. You are still here. So you have value to add. All right, ladies. So I want to ask this question before I go to some fun question. And please just keep it brief. Why Bold TV? Why are you here as a host? Why Bold TV? Yo. So Afio, why are you here, please?
I don't know. I think aliens captured me.
Oh, dear.
I think I was captured by aliens. Coming on this platform, I had never thought of ever putting myself out there, you know. But this came at, it was very, how do I put it? It was very timely. It came, at a time when I think I needed to be more visible, and it gave me a platform to express myself like never before. So, yes, I'm glad I'm here.
Okay. Both TV. I think it's something I've really wanted to do before now, and I like the experience sharing and to help other persons, women with disability. I think that's all. I just like the sharing of experiences and to support. Thank you.
So let me tell people something. Yeah. So I had, I have experience in media because I had a TV program, and then so let me tell you how there's Bold TV. It's Osaki. That is why we have Bold TV. Because Osaki reached out to me and was like, let's do something. I said, who is this woman that wants to come and give me extra work now? Can't you see I'm overloaded? And she kept, let's do anyhow. So I gave her assignments. So I'm just saying, it's not today, not 2000, and not when we started. I gave her assignments. I can give assignments. I told her, go and make inquiries as to what we will need. In fact, then we're thinking of doing it on TV. And, so she now came and was like, we might need studio. Me, I already need the answer, but that's the space. I was like, with which money? So, so I now gave her another assignment. Let me tell you, to go and write topics. I don't know if you remember. I remember. I thought, okay, so we need to have at least 13 episodes. Normally in TV programs, the cycle is usually 13 episodes. So you're looking at 3 months and you have that one extra. So I thought, okay, so we cannot just start. We actually need 13 episodes listed. Saki went and wrote some topics. Some were very far, but she came back. Then the thing now died one kind of natural death. And then COVID-19 came. And then all of a sudden, everything was just springing up on social media. And then there was this live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live. So one day she came to the office and I now told her to go and sit, I'm telling you to history now, to go and sit in the conference room. I sat in my office and I told her, let me try and connect with you to see if it will work. That's when she now was having Paco gadgets. She could not connect. So, so I now called a friend of mine who worked on an advisory, fake woman, is an account consultant. And now told him, I'm going to connect with you on Instagram. I want to try something out. To try Instagram Live, Facebook Live. And he was interestingly connected. So I knew it was possible. This history lesson. And somehow, I told Osaki, okay, since your gadget is doing you left, right, come to the office on Saturday morning. Let us do something around COVID-19. And she came and we sat in that conference room. No idea. All we knew that we wanted to talk about COVID-19 prevention and add the disability angle. And that is how Bold TV started. So, clap for Saki. So she had a dream, but she didn't know how to go about it. And she reached out. There's a lesson there. You don't have to do everything by yourself. No. Reach out. Today we are 5. Whether Feki is here or not, or Saki is not here or not, we will still have somebody to host Bold TV. You don't have to work in silos. Everybody doesn't know everything. Somebody knows something. Reach out, connect, form groups, form teams, form coalitions, and you'll make more impact. All right, Biose, whose middle name is Funke, why Bold TV?
Very good. Because we are young women with disability not many young women with disability have this bravery to actually put themselves out there and do what we do. And I felt this is something that is laudable, and I'd always wanted to do this, considering like I'm in the media sector, and I didn't want to start something by myself because I didn't want it to be having the same kind of program in every single state. So why not join something that is already functioning? And the name called out to me, Bold.
So why Bold TV? That's what's up right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. My journey into journalism, took me into the mainstream journalism. So I started not doing anything disability related. I was just doing my general shows. But some of my listeners, maybe not until we have physical meetings, never knew I was a woman with a disability. So in March, in fact, that was my very first time out of mainstream journalism, and I decided to do something different. I had the opportunity to meet Frankie at an environment, or should I say at a gathering, where she was a guest speaker. And then I listened. And I had a girl who isn't with a disability with me, and she was like, that madam that just spoke, she spoke yesterday, and I was listening with so much attention. And after meeting her, I think we exchanged numbers, and when she was sharing the piece of body, she shared with me. And I watched it. I see that these are women who are not even journalists. These are women who are not even broadcasters, and they are talking about disability and disability-related matters. So I reached out. I wanted to be a discussant, and I was allowed to be a discussant. And I started being a discussant. Would come in. Sometimes I feel I don't want to go today. Sometimes I feel like, okay, the topic today is very good. Let me go. And then it struck me that this is one way we can get the change we so much desire and deserve as women and girls with disabilities. And it didn't even have to cost you anything extraordinary. So for instance, usually I would do a data subscription of maybe 3,500, 5,000, and maybe 4 times in that month, sometimes the data will not even get exhausted, it will roll over and all of those things. And so it wasn't something that was, time financially or time or finance consuming or anything. And so I also signified my interest that I want to take this a step further. Can I co-host? And in January 2023, I was allowed into the fold, and I must say it's been an awesome journey.
So 2022, yes, you are most welcome, and it's a pleasure to have the wealth of experience that you bring as a broadcast journalist. So ladies and gentlemen, you have met the hosts of Bold TV. We have met Afyong, whose middle name is Anthony, surname is Etim, who lives in Uyo and grew up in Calabar. We have met Osaki Theresa Georgeville, bred, buttered, lives, grew up in Port Harcourt. We met Abiose, who has a long middle name, Plenty, but Funke stood out, surname Falade, who is a writer, among other things. And we have met Oluwatomisin Adeyefa, middle name Adewumi, who is a broadcast journalist, who is also with us. Now, to wrap this episode or this session up, I would like to do something, because we've been talking about disability, so I want to know a bit about them. So I'm going to put everyone on the spot. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Fried or boiled?
Both, depending.
UK or USA?
UK.
Lagos or Abuja?
Abuja, definitely.
We've on wigs or braid?
Wigs, so I can take it off.
Makeup or no makeup? Makeup or no makeup? Chop, chop.
Makeup.
Boss or employee? No, they will sack you. Boss or employee?
Okay, for now, let's do employee.
All right. Soda or juice?
Neither.
Akara or moi moi?
Both.
And this woman, you're not even trying. Beach vacation or sightseeing vacation?
Sightseeing, definitely.
Okay. Handsome husband or wealthy husband?
Wealthy, we can make him handsome with money.
Finally, were you a cry child or a smiley child?
Can't remember. Can't remember.
So, Osaki, swallow or rice?
Swallow.
Pizza or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Money or plenty children?
Money.
Akara or moi moi?
My moi. My moi.
Boss or employee? No, I won't say it. Boss or employee?
Employee.
All right. Tea or coffee?
Beverage. You are
Snacks. It's all right. Don't explain it. Snacks or food?
Food.
And finally, were you a cry or a smiley?
I did both though. Cry and smile.
Yes.
All right. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Fried or boiled?
Fried.
UK or USA?
UK.
Lagos or Abuja?
Abuja.
Makeup or no makeup?
No makeup.
Akara or moi moi?
Akara.
Handsome husband or wealthy husband?
Handsome.
Plenty money or plenty children?
Money.
Soda or juice?
Soda.
With one wig or braids?
We won. No, sorry, wig.
All of the above. Cry or smiley child?
Both.
Is it like just say we cry? I have a feeling you cried a lot.
Yes, I did.
All right. So let's start. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Fried or boiled?
Fried.
UK or USA?
UK. Oh.
Lagos or Abuja?
Can you hear that?
Lagos or Abuja?
Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Lagos. Who like Lagos? Who Lagos help?
Calm down. Don't not there. Okay. So we've won or wig or braids?
Wigs.
Makeup or no makeup?
Makeup. I like faces.
It's all right. Boss or employee?
Ha. I like boss, but I'm still an employee.
Okay, it's all right. Soda or juice?
Juice.
All right. Swallow or rice?
Swallow with fine soup.
Akara or moi moi?
Moi.
Beach vacation or sightseeing vacation?
Sightseeing. So I can feel.
It's all right. You see what your mind's eye. Pizza or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Now listen. This one is very important. Handsome husband or wealthy husband?
Wealthy husband who will make him look fine, like my sister Afyong has mentioned.
So Tommy say money or plenty children?
Money, no be money will take care of one child. Now money, I beg.
This woman. All right, so we just did that lightly to just get to know us on the lighter note. And it's been an amazing episode. And for me, if I were to respond, tea or coffee, I'll say coffee. Fried or boiled, I'll say fried. UK or USA, for me, it's USA. Lagos or Abuja, anyone, I don't care. Weave on wig or braids, I'm going to say weave on or wig. I cannot sit down and braid. This is crochet. Nobody has time. Makeup or no makeup? Makeup. Boss or employee? Boss, please. Soda or juice? I like soda. Swallow or rice? Rice. Akara or moi moi? Beach vacation or sightseeing? Sightseeing, please. Pizza or ice cream? Hello, both. Do they separate them? Handsome man or wealthy man? I like wealthy man. I don't want to suffer. So then money or plenty children? Interestingly, it is the opposite. Plenty children. Interestingly. So, and that's it. That's how it has been on Bold TV. I hope you found it exciting. I hope you found it, revealing. I hope we've been able to bring you into our world today. In wrapping this up, I'm just going to ask the ladies, describe yourself in one word. That's your parting shot. One word.
Okay. It's been wonderful, entertaining, and truly informative. Now I know some things some secrets. So, as a parting shot, I'd like to say, once again, I am Afyong Anthony Etam, and I am resilient.
Hi, I'm Osaki Teresa George. I'm a warrior.
I am Abiose Adeyemi Oluwafunke. I am a miracle.
So I am Ndifreke Andrew Essien, and I am fearless.
I am Oluwatomi Adeyemi Adeyefa. I'm solution.
Woo-hoo! All right, there you have it. We have the resilient co-host. We have the warrior co-host. we have the miracle, we have the solution, and we have the fearless, all hosts of Bold TV. Thank you for being, joining us on this episode of Bold TV. It has been all about the hosts of Bold TV. Spotlight has been on Afyong Osaki Abiose and Oluwatomisin and myself. This comes to you every Saturday, 10:30 a.m., and we want you to partner with us. We've been here, like we said, for over 2 years, bringing to you conversations on disability and its related issues while shedding the gender lights. It's been an amazing experience. If you want to be a discussant on the show, reach out. You want to sponsor us financially to be able to subscribe, take this even further beyond the social media platform, please reach out. We want to partner with you. Whether you're an individual, whether you're an organization, there is room for partnership. For those who watch us online, thank you for stepping into our space, and thank you for learning and getting to know us. You can drop any comments. You can ask any questions, really. We're available to answer. So until we come your way, same time, same station, being YouTube or our Facebook page, we ask you, please like, share, subscribe. So ladies, unmute yourselves and say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye.
Next week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.